Hello you lovely lot and welcome to my channel. I'm Katie and we are going to unbox and create with scrawlrbox of October 2021. If these kind of videos are your cup of tea, why not hit that subscribe button and then you won't miss out on any future videos. Anyway, with that being said, let's take a look inside, shall we? The sweet we had was a rhubarb and custard, which was demolished straight away. We also have a Faber-Castell Grip 2001 pencil, a Unipin fine line in black, and that's a size 0.3. We have 3 Copic sketch markers, strong red, aqua and canary yellow, a Faber-Castell kneaded eraser, and a scrawlrbox brand A5 marker pad. This month's featured artist is Alexandra Olivier, and I love that print again. I am really enjoying all of the prints we're getting at the moment with the subscription boxes, so please keep it up. My wall is looking rather fabulous right now. So yes, it is time to swatch things out. The pencil pretty much performs as a pencil, but it was very ergonomic and lovely to hold, so yeah, that was nice. The liner pen I have featured many times on this channel and it is the same as always, did not disappoint. And the Copics, I have used 1 or 2 of them before and in my personal opinion, they really do just perform like any other marker pen really. I haven't done markers much really for a while. I tend to throw isopropyl alcohol all over it and completely change the behaviour of the inks anyway. The kneadable eraser I have left within its container. I have a few of them on the go at the moment, so that little pink blob is the current one. I'm pretty sure that's probably got some Faber-Castell mixed in there as well. They pretty much all perform the same, and it did a job. Finally, the marker paper. There were 10 sheets and it's 75 GSM. It was great for the swatching, but if I be honest, the piece I'm working on right now is using some of the heavy duty marker paper. I'm just personally not a fan of the thin stuff. I am very heavy-handed and when I use an eraser on there, I'll end up ripping the page. I don't want to do that, especially when I've spent such a long time drawing things out. The October Scrawler Challenge is Out of the Lamp, which obviously is what inspires today's drawing. I thought I would draw a figure holding a lamp, I guess. I didn't want to go down the route of it being a genie in a lamp. I wanted it to be emitting light and I wanted to use these pens to, I guess, create a little bit of atmosphere there. Although the red is on a little bit of the warm side, I'd say we've got a good set of primary colours there which mix in very nicely and layer up very nicely, as all alcohol markers do. I blocked out the background using the red and gave a little bit of texture there by going over it in the blue. After I'd done that, I followed up with blocking out our character's hair, and it is time for that gorgeous detail that I love putting in. Is it just me or does everyone else like drawing hair? I mean, honestly, I could do that forever, especially just drawing in textured hair, adding all the different strands and the directions it goes. I don't know, there's something very cathartic about drawing it. I forgot to mention as well, I blocked out a bit of an area behind our character using the black fine liner. Well, okay, I cheated a little on this, just down to time constraints really. I did end up using a thicker pen just so I could get that down, but in principle you could do the same. To add a little bit more depth to the hair, I added the red over the top and just brought out some more of those layers in her hairstyle. I do find it quite interesting that layering blue over red created a very subtle appearance, and yet when it came to layering the red over the blue, it seemed completely different. In a way, it's weird stuff, alcohol ink, isn't it? It was time to start adding some of the outlines and I went and did the hands and they were in such an awkward position and very difficult to draw, but I think they're passable. I really need to get hand practice back in again. I'm so out of the loop. I actually really need to get back to live drawing classes, to be honest. Unfortunately, at the moment, I'm quite busy. I have quite a busy schedule and the evening classes just aren't quite within my grasp at the moment. But hopefully I will try and do a live drawing video for you guys. I've got to at least try and get one in for this year, right? Now it's time to add a little bit of, well, tonal differences, we'll say. Now, I had to throw principles out of the window here and not perhaps go for accurate colours, but more accurate tones. That yellow made a perfect mid-tone, and then to layer over the top with the red added some of those shadows in. And yes, it does look a bit freaky at the moment, but it wouldn't be one of my videos if we didn't have a freaky stage in it, and I'd say we are definitely there now. Don't worry though, it really does all pull together, so hang on in there, because I did. After adding those shadows in though, it did start to take form a little bit more, and of course for me the red was the deepest of the tones. I left some areas white to begin with, just so we had some very bright highlights, and it came to adding more tone in there. I went over it in that blue, creating a rather spooky green. However, we are in spooky season right now, so it really does all seem quite fitting. I actually really like how as well it layered on top of the red and created even more shadow, so the glass lamp that she's holding really does give off an aura of colour there. I thought adding that blue for her clothing underneath would act as a good base, and whilst that was just settling down, I went over her hair in that yellow, again just to give a bit more of a spooky atmosphere. Now these colours were a little on the bold side, so it was time to re-outline everything, because we all know I love doing that, and whilst I was at it, it was time to add a few more shadows in there with a good old bit of cross-hatching. You can't beat a bit of cross-hatching. I actually really like how this turned out. It's not my usual style, but I think adding these really unnatural colours alongside the really bold lines as well as the cross-hatching, it sort of gave me a sort of 1950s horror comic vibe to it, but perhaps not as horrific. I actually really enjoyed using this month's supplies. Like I say, I'm not massive on alcohol markers at the moment. I'm very much into watercolours still, and with last month's scrawlrbox, I'm quite enjoying those at the moment too. I think I'm just enjoying mediums ruminating on the page for a little while, and markers tend to be a little bit too instantaneous right now. I think I have the patience for a slower medium. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy this box. I decided that background in the end needed a little bit more blending, so I just ended up covering the whole thing in the blue, added a few finishing touches, and we are done. Like I say, I really like how this came out. I am really happy with how I managed to sort of depict how the light was behaving on our character here. I also like this unusual style it brought out in me. Maybe I can transfer that to watercolours or something. We'll see, we'll see. Let me know down below what you thought of this month's box if you've received it yet, and also what ideas you went for. If you've enjoyed this video, there should be a couple more on screen right now that I think you are going to enjoy, so why not give them a click? If you haven't already, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you lovely lot very soon. Bye!